Beef, I thought we could start today with a example of some of the comments that we get mailed into the station.
Sure. We do get some
Correct.
some positives and some critical comments sent into the station.
That we do? This came this morning from Dave, and Dave lives in Maryland.
Shout out to Dave. Crabs brought.
Addressed to the lovely and talented Donna Blue Murphy.
Okay. Big part of the
Donna,
drill.
I apologize for emailing you directly, but I was unable to find a direct email for Dan and Jeff. Listening to Tony Vaselli with them this morning spurred me to send you a long overdue email. I moved home to Maryland with my family last summer after living in Jacksonville for 20 years. Dan and Jeff had been a fixture in my mornings for a very long time. I wanted them to know I spent about a month when I first got up here surfing the radio dial for Baltimore, Washington, D.C. morning sports talk equivalents, and nothing came close. My kids, much more media savvy, reminded me I could continue listening to them via my mobile phone, which I now do every weekday morning, even though I live in Maryland. Please relay to Dan and Jeff. Their combination of sports knowledge and humor is a blessing. You hear that, people? We're a freaking blessing.
Blessing. This guy
you
right
understand what that means? A blessing. We are blessed by God to have us.
Heaven sent. This guy right here.
Heaven sent.
On a little cloud into your lives.
Dude, here you go. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
So, awesomely nice things to say.
Maybe at bedtime when you hit your knees.
Transplanted. Just write a little word. Thank God for the drill.
Shout out.
Thank you. Thank you, Jesus, for Dan and Jeff in the morning. So I love being called a blessing, though.
On the opposite side of blessings.
Anyone ever said you're a blessing?
No.
On the opposite side of all things holy and clean, we just arranged our accommodations for the Drill Does Las Vegas.
Man, they was just stone over their They put us up in a house, and Beef immediately called J-Lo and asked her for some of her props from last night.
I'm just saying, the living space looked large enough that we could put up one of those temporary poles and have a wild night. Phone in a few.
I just want to let Miss P know nothing like that's happening. I need a haircut.
For 5 more.
Working, ladies.
Work it.
Working. So the Super Bowl's in the books.
Yeah.
The favorite won, so Chalk ultimately prevailed. We reviewed the prop bet 5-pack.
Which
Danny,
we did 6, right?
Danny 2-4, you 3-3.
Awesome. So I should have made. He offered to do a dime bet on the prop bets. I should have done it, but I'm a little. I got a lovely video from the Petite this weekend.
You did.
He's very excited about our. When is this first game, by the way?
Game's still out for a few weeks.
Oh.
Yes, practices again this week. Coach sent us some videos for some tutorials.
Oh,
instructional.
The Tom
Lemansky videos.
Yeah, those are awesome.
I'm
the crime dog, Fred
the
McGree.
endorsement from Fred McGree.
Yeah, so we'll get we'll get Petite over there to the Chuck E. Cheese before you know it. And I'll put that to rest, and then I will be off. Look at the dog and holding the guy on the wheel.
Just
That's
a whole
awesome.
mouthful of Knoxville's ass. That's straight out of Jackass.
Yeah, well,
3D.
that's gonna stay on.
Stay. I'm happy to put that on the wheel when it's my turn. Dan said he would leave it on there, so I think that's going to be a staple.
Nothing really firing right now, is there?
One of
us
gets
for the tour, and then my 2 long-term ones.
And we'll have March Madness around the corner.
That's right. The loser of the. Oh, that's a good one too.
That'll be there. So we'll get some stuff going.
I think maybe Taylor must have lost that last year. Or did Dan lose again? Dan lost.
Dan lost, and he wore the Rompum. The Space Romp.
That wasn't the ice bucket?
No, the ice bucket was for Jazz Rockets Game 4.
That's when we were dying to spin the wheel. Out of nowhere, an innocuous Game 4. Round 1, by the way.
Rockets are up 3-0.
I said, no, Utah
Dan says they're going for the sweep, and Jeff says no, and he said it was dime bet.
Utah's pretty good. Are you sure you want a dime bet? Well, yes, I do. I got a dime bet for you. The AFC's in trouble, man. This Mahomes kid, and we've just lived through. You just get the feeling that Mahomes is Peyton and Brady, and so
he's not going anywhere.
Right, like it'll be. You get the feeling with him that it'll be like multiple Super Bowl appearances.
Perhaps, yeah.
Right,
like he'll always in the mix.
Like he'll go to 4 in 11 years.
A lot of that's like things got to break and things got to happen. But like Peyton, was always in the mix. Always.
Right.
Always deep runs.
Right. It was like we talked about this year. It's the first year since 2010 that the Patriots haven't been to the AFC title game.
Yeah.
So I just get the feeling. Look, by the way, 2 for 2 on the AFC title game for Mahomes.
Yeah.
Right? Don't people forget that D4 doesn't jump off sides last year.
They were in the bowl.
They may have won the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, it's tough. It's not going to get any easier. And what is distressing is, doesn't it feel like Kansas City is the best team in football now? You'll always think that right after the Super Bowl, but in fairness,
but I mean, they
when
felt
the
like
Eagles won, you didn't say, "Oh boy, the Eagles forever."
No.
When
because they
Denver
felt like
won.
it all year. Them
Right.
in
So-
Baltimore. I mean, they had a little bit of a skid, but Baltimore always felt like the class of the league this year. But Kansas City never felt like they were out of the mix or a second.
And I know they're certainly not unbeatable. We learned that when, the other side of 3 postseason comebacks of 10 points or more is the reality that 3 times in the postseason you fell behind by 10. You can't live like that, obviously. It's never been done before. So maybe I don't want to overinflate them to what they'll be. But my gosh, we just are coming off this Tom Brady, dynasty of 20 years. The last thing you need as a Jaguar fan is for Patrick Mahomes to establish himself as the best player and his team always. Listen, the reality is this, and I don't care if they lost Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Damian Williams, 2 offensive linemen, Frank Clark, Honey. It doesn't matter. You can lose every single player, and next year the Chiefs are going to be locked and loaded because of Mahomes and Reed.
Right.
I felt good for Reed, man.
Yes.
It was.
I was happy for
and we weren't the only ones. It's pretty clear there was like an American referendum on supporting Andy Reid.
Big Red.
Poor Big Red we had to see that punt, pass, and kick video.
Because look, Big Red is an all-time great, and this was like the one bugaboo, the one little black mark on his resume.
It's the Super Bowl.
Was that he couldn't get it over the top. And how hilarious is it that Big Red, a guy who's always been lampooned for his clock management gaffes throughout his coaching career, ended up finishing the Super Bowl with all 3 timeouts in his pocket.
Didn't need him, I guess. So that'll do it to it. Congrats, by the way, to Calais Campbell. He's won the NFL Man of the Year, which is awesome because it's a combo of your off the field and you're on the field. In other words, you got to be a great player in addition to doing a lot of great work off the field. So congrats for him.
Deserved.
He's one of the storylines that we now turn our attention to here in this offseason. Before you know it, the Combine will be here. Free agency will begin. We'll be in Vegas for the draft. So how do the Jags adjust their sights after the plan that they had in place not working? That's and Calais Campbell, Unique Ngakoue, going to be a big part, I think, of the offseason.
Yeah, it's going to be a wild offseason.
Yeah.
And as always, all critical eyes will be on the stadium because it's the same cast of characters making the decisions. So.
Yeah, well, good luck to them.
Best.
All right.
I'm out. We'll see you tomorrow, Super Tuesday.
Don't forget, you're blessed.
Blessed to have the drill in your lives.
We're a blessing.